Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. This is BBC News live from Washington. As the US demands for Greenland intensify, European nations are pushing back.
It's kind of a nightmare for Greenlanders. They are shocked by the whole situation.
The police are moving forward now towards the protesters here.
We'll report from Minneapolis as protests at immigration raids continue and 1,500 US soldiers are put on standby. In Spain, 2 high-speed trains have collided, killing at least 21 people. And Senegal wins the Africa Cup of Nations after an extraordinary, controversial, nail-biting final against Morocco. Well, we're seeing the European response to President Trump's demand that Greenland become part of the US. A number of countries have now condemned Trump's threats to introduce new tariffs unless they agree to the US buying Greenland. Tariffs are taxes on imported goods. Max, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Let me just go back to the story we've been updating you on throughout this half an hour, that at least 21 people have died and over 100 more have been injured after 2 high-speed trains collided in southern Spain. The accident occurred when a train en route from Malaga to Madrid derailed, crossing onto the other track where it hit an oncoming train. One passenger described the moment of impact as feeling like an earthquake and said survivors had smashed windows to escape. We've also, as I was mentioning a few minutes ago, heard from the Spanish Transport Minister. He's saying the incident is very serious, as you'd imagine. We also know the Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, and King Felipe have both been expressing their concerns and said they were closely monitoring the situation, as indeed we are here on BBC News, and we'll come back to that in the next few minutes. Thanks for watching. Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. This is BBC News live from Washington. In Spain, 2 high-speed trains have collided, killing at least 21 people. As America's demands for Greenland intensify, European nations are pushing back.
Well, the view is that it's economical blackmail, and that is not on between friends.
The police are moving forward now towards the protesters here.
We'll report from Minneapolis as protests at immigration raids continue and 1,500 US soldiers are put on standby. And Senegal wins the Africa Cup of Nations after a nail-biting and controversial final against Morocco. Well, we're going to begin in Spain, where at least 21 people have died after 2 high-speed trains collided. We know one train travelling from Malaga to Madrid derailed and crossed onto the other track and into the path of an oncoming train. Guy Hedgecote is in Madrid for the BBC. Guy, what more can you tell us about what's happened, please? Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News. Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. Welcome back to BBC News. Next, we turn to Minneapolis, where protests are continuing against immigration and customs enforcement agents known as ICE. And now the Trump administration says it has 1,500 soldiers on standby to be deployed there. The BBC's Tom Bateman spent the weekend in the city. Now, let's turn back to the story that we led in, a developing story in Spain, because we know that at least 21 people have died after 2 trains collided. One train was travelling from Malaga to Madrid. It derailed, it crossed onto the other track and into the path of an oncoming train. We've heard from the Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, who's posted on social media. Tonight is a night of deep pain for our country due to the tragic railway accident in Ademuz. I want to express my most sincere condolences to the family and loved ones of the victims, he says. No words can alleviate such immense suffering, but I want them to know that the entire country stands with them in this extremely difficult moment. All emergency services are working in a coordinated manner without rest. We had also heard from the Transport Minister, who confirmed that the cause of this derailment is not yet known, but he's described the incident as extremely strange. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. This is BBC News live from Washington. In Spain, 2 high-speed trains have collided, killing at least 21 people. As US demands for Greenland intensify, European nations are pushing back.
Well, the view is that it's economical blackmail, and that is not on between friends.
The police are moving forward now towards the protesters here.
We'll report from Minneapolis as protests at immigration raids continue and 1,500 US soldiers are put on standby. And Senegal have won the Africa Cup of Nations after a controversial and nail-biting final against Morocco. Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. Welcome to BBC News. We're going to begin in Spain, where at least 21 people have died after 2 high-speed trains collided. We know one of these trains was travelling from Malaga to Madrid. It derailed, crossed onto the other track and into the path of the other oncoming train. Our correspondent Barry Caffrey is following the story. Barry, thank you very much indeed for joining us. What are the latest details, please? Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News. Hi, I'm Ros Atkins with you here on BBC News. Next we turn to Minneapolis, where protests are continuing against immigration and customs enforcement agents known as ICE. And now the Trump administration has said it has 1,500 soldiers on standby to be deployed there. The BBC's Tom Bateman spent the weekend in the city. Yes, congratulations to Senegal, but that's not the last we're going to be hearing of that final. You can get further coverage all about that and all of the football news at bbc.com/sport. Thank you very much indeed for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hello there. We saw a lot of cloud over the week